grassroots, and this is why we are taking these deliberate steps to change this reality. And I want to thank Waziri for being able to spearhead and allow us to realize this dream that has eluded us from the day one that we got into office. That close to 3 years into office, we finally have this as a reality. So thanks, Waziri. And as we progress with this program, the country will be left much richer and better because of a much more improved service delivery with officers of government who are well resourced and who are well capacitated to be able to deliver for the people. However, most important is our intention to enable meritocratic progression and promotion for our administrators. And this is not just an undertaking that is in line with best practice, but is also a good gesture by a responsible government that respects labor laws and career growth of its human resource. So we are not just capacitating you, but we are also making it possible for you to progress career-wise, having stagnated for a very long period of time. And as the State Department for Internal Security, we remain committed to providing the resources, policies, and support that is necessary to make the Ngao structure smarter and more responsive to the emerging and existing issues. Cabinet Secretary, there are a number of policies that we are also rolling out. As part of today's program, there is a Ngapu system that you launched at the beginning of this year. We have had technical teams work together with officers at APS to come up with service standing orders and a number of SOPs that will guide the relationship and the management of this important unit in support of the Ngao structure in delivering to the people of this country. And later on, you will also have an opportunity to engage the leadership of our chiefs and chiefs from across the country so that you are able to speak to some of the issues that are very important in the running of the Ngao infrastructure, in the running of the administration of President Ruto for better and effective service delivery to the people. And it will also be a good opportunity for you to share with them what you've been able to pick up as you move across the country through the Jukwaa la Usalama program, which you are almost completing. And the energy that you brought into the ministry and into the operation of government activities and programs is very much appreciated. And just by the sheer presence of these officers here, and in a record 3-4 days, you can appreciate how much they've been able to pick as part of our capacity building program that we are running for the chiefs and the assistant chiefs. And we expect that by the time the 4 weeks is done, I'm sure the IG will not have to explain to us what to do when we are asked to salute and how to salute. I know occasionally when the CS is moving around and the chiefs and assistant chiefs are asked to salute, some of them do this. But watching you this morning, I'm very proud that we have a team that is going to push the government agenda forward for the benefit of the entirety of the Republic. With those many remarks, I want to request that we all be upstanding as we welcome the Cabinet Secretary to speak to us. Karibu Waziri.
Please be seated. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much, PS. The PS Internal Security and National Administration, Dr. Raymond Omolo, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Douglas Kanja, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, APS, Mr. Gilbert Masengeli, the senior government officials present from both the ministry and from the National Police Service, our visitors from the various agencies here in present, and all the students, which are the chiefs and the assistant chiefs. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning again.
Good morning, sir.
From the time I came to the field for Jukwaa la Usalama, now there is a lot of changes. Even your voice alone has changed. Thank you very much. You look very good, by the way. So, yeah, it's always good to have a uniform. As a service, as service delivery facilitators of the last mile, chiefs and assistant chiefs are the bedrock of our administration. You form the base of national government administration and security framework. By enforcing law and order right at the grassroots, you provide a strong backdrop of our bottom-up economic transformation agenda. This, coupled with increased empowerment of the citizenry, high expectations, as well as this coupled with the increased empowerment of the citizenry, high expectations, as well as changing security dynamics, calls for continuous learning and adaptation. It is with this realization that the Kenya Kwanza administration, right at the onset, acknowledged training and capacity building for civil servants as a major driver for effective service delivery. And that is contained in the Kenya Kwanza Manifesto, that training of civil servants to have an effective public service is extremely important. Training is important because of the changing times. How we used to do things 20 years ago, when most of you are employed, is not the way we do them today. The application of technology, the changing times in terms of closer personal relations makes it important for us to have continuous training. There is need to ensure that all our civil servants are empowered, well-trained and well-equipped with prerequisite skills and knowledge to serve the citizens effectively. This is a need that we have confirmed during our security and service delivery forums dubbed Jukwaa la Usalama. Our officers continue to raise concerns that affect the delivery of service, among them delayed training. And most of you are here, the last training that happened was 2018, meaning that we are moving to closer to 8 years of service. Some of you were employed. How many of you are employed within the last 8 years? Just raise your hand, you don't have to stand. Wow. So it's all of you. Who was not there, who was employed before 2018 and is here for training? So even though, does that mean even though we trained 2018 last group, you are the ones who remained as a result of that training?
Yes, sir.
Allah. That compounds even the problem, because we are here praising ourselves. Okay, let me ask another question, and this is I'm trying to make it as interactive because of the experience of Jukwaa. How many people here were employed in 2017? Okay, and they were not trained. 2016, not trained. 2015, not trained. 2014, 2013, 2011, 2010, 2009, there is one person. 2008, Allah. 2007, 2006, 2005, 2004, 2003, 2002, 201, 2000, one person, 99, two people, 98, 5 people, 97, one person, 96, 95, 94. I didn't expect 90s. Okay, 80s. There is one person. You are laughing. There is one person. That is 80 what? 80? 80? 83. But wait, just hold on there. You've not been trained since 83. The last training you did was which year? Training ya mwisho ukifanya ilikuwa mwaka gani? 2012. So I'm not asking I'm asking yes. Let me go back to somebody of 2010. 2010 who was employed 2010 and is here. 2010. Just no, you are not in the training. 2010, yes. Startup. Have you gone through any training since 2010? Yeah. Okay. Okay. The person of 202. The one for 202. Have you gone through any training? You've not gone through training. 1, 2, 3. So you can see. Please. I didn't know it was this serious. Yeah? It is that serious?
Yes, sir.
So mmekuwa mkijaribu piga karata. Unauliza neighbor. Una Google. This, in fact, now I'm even more convinced that after this training, this is not enough. You know? Yeah, I think that, and we were consulting with the peers and the IG and the team, and also the pastors who are here. We have to think seriously about continuous training regionally, you know, with regional institutions within the region, because this is not acceptable. This is actually very, very serious. So let me repeat. This is a need that we have confirmed during our security and service delivery forums, dubbed Jukwaa la Usalama. Our officers continue to raise concerns that affected the delivery of service, among them delayed training. And this is acutely delayed training. If you have somebody here who was employed in 2000 and they have never done any training, that is really, really sick. They are almost going to retirement without capacity building and training. Indeed, 8,102 chiefs and assistant chiefs across the country have not undergone the mandatory basic training as stipulated in their scheme of service. This has diminished their morale, which has in turn affected quality service over to our citizens. The government has therefore embarked on a rapid training exercise for the 8,102 chiefs and assistant chiefs, with the first cohort of 1,000 of you already here at the National Police Service Embakasi campus here in Nairobi. Plans are underway for the remaining 7,102 officers to join the course in subsequent cohorts on a monthly basis. This is a 4-week induction paralegal and security management course. This course, which is both knowledge-based and experiential, will be instrumental in calculating the much desired skills, and expertise needed by this cadre of national government administration officers in tackling day-to-day challenges and problems raised within their localities. At this juncture, I wish to thank the National Police College team, the instructors, and the facilitators for putting together this rich training program, which I am confident will transform our service delivery at the grassroots level. By the end of the training, we expect you to be able to appreciate your role in crime prevention and handling of land disputes, improving your ways of handling national security and cross-border challenges, as well as faster collaboration with other security agencies, which are key to the achievement of your objectives. I know that the time is not adequate enough for you to do fully the paramilitary part of the training. So you may not have enough time to go to a shooting range and be able to learn properly how to use a firearm and so forth. But you learn the basics. What we have agreed is that for all the chiefs, as we announced during various Jukwaa la Usalama fora in Coast, in Northeastern and Rift Valley, in Coast, in Eastern and Rift Valley, we propose that for chiefs that are operating in dangerous areas, where the security is in danger, we propose that you can be registered as NPR. And as soon as you are registered as NPR, we will take you for further training, maybe another 2-3 weeks, so that you can be able to use firearm properly as is required. Of particular importance in your collaboration with the National Government Administration Police Unit, which has been established primarily to support NGAO in the coordination of national government functions. You must therefore familiarize yourself with the standard operating procedures and guidelines on relation with the NGAPU, which we will unveil today. These reference tools ensure optimal coordination, efficient operation, and successful delivery of national government functions. We also expect you at the end of this training to have a better understanding of the values and principles of governance, promote environmental conservation measures, and above all, be empathetic, just, and fair in serving the public. I have continuously insisted that there is nothing we can do in the security sector and governance without the chief and the assistant chiefs. So you are a very important lot in terms of service delivery in our country. We take your responsibility extremely seriously, very seriously. And therefore, I request you that based on the training you receive here, you will renew your commitment, you will affirm your passion, and you will ensure that you re-energize your values so that you can go out there and serve the people of Kenya diligently. I know you've raised so many issues, and when we did so in Jukwaa la Usalama, you raised so many issues related to your welfare. I promise that we are going to address those issues. And you can see that we have started with your training, which will be followed immediately with your promotion, you know. And for that reason, therefore, the welfare part is going to be taken care of. You've raised issues about mobility, about the non-functioning motorbikes, about the loud motorbikes. One chief in Nandi told me that as they go for operation to deal with illicit brew, he has a particular motorbike that is it makes a sound of an helicopter. I don't know how. So, and he told us that the brewers don't have to worry about the chief. They just wait for that sound. Once they hear that sound, they close the door and they run away. So we are going to work on all those issues of mobility. We are going to work on the issues of your promotion. We work on your salary. There are a number of you here who have been employed for 2 years, and they are yet to be paid a single shilling. True or false? Yeah, there are some people here. Are you here? Raise your hands again. Let me see. People who are employed in the last 2 years. I think there cannot be many in this cohort because in this I see there are about 4, but there are many out there because their employment was recent, so they could not have been among the first people coming for the training here. And you see that we are going to sort those issues. We are going to sort the career progression, that you talked about in the Jukwaa la Usalama. We are going to sort the scheme of service and align it accordingly based on the request you made. You are also today going to flag your uniform. As I was told that most of you used to come here, and now that the quartermaster here is here and is my friend, I don't want to put this job into jeopardy. But I am not saying it's a particular quartermaster, Jackson. He just have a seat. I'm not saying it is actually him who has done so. But some chiefs were saying that they arrive here, and when they come for their uniform, they are thrown to them through the window. And when they say it's not fitting me, they are told Jaribu Bele. So we have agreed. We have agreed that we will have your measurements, and that all uniforms for chiefs and assistant chiefs will now henceforth, starting from today, be delivered to the county headquarters. As part also of the reforms that you suggested during the Jukwaa la Usalama. So all these issues, we are doing them to ensure that, you are comfortable as you serve the people of Kenya. But now there is, as I have insisted, for those of you who have visited your counties, I have insisted that we will do what we need to do. But we asked for this job. And there is a reason why you applied for this job. You went through the struggle of getting this job. You did it because you wanted to serve the people of Kenya. I hope that you do not do it for the welfare, you do not do it for salary. You did it primarily because you understood that this is a job that deserves to be done in a manner that is going to be respectful to the citizens of Kenya. So, and I have said, the first thing is to try your best to know what your job entails. Since your job is very cross-cutting, you must always try to find knowledge. By all means, when you are registering SHA, when you are educating people about SHA, when you are registering housing or educating people about housing, when you are dealing with issues of planting trees and climate change, which you've done a fantastic job, registering farmers, all these things you've done, it's important for you to always be ahead of the population in terms of knowledge. Do not allow yourself to go to a baraza to discuss something that you have not done your proper research. If you think you don't know, you can take also the expert in the community, that young person or older person who is an expert in the community, and tell him, today in my baraza, I will give you 20-30 minutes to explain to the people, that subject matter. You don't have to know everything, but you can be the coordinator that will facilitate people to get the proper knowledge. So always, tafuta, do everything. Go whatever mile to make sure that you are ensuring you are delivering your services. Because this training that is here is helping you. You see, in law school, we are taught that when you get to law school, we are not teaching you the law. We will teach you where to find the law, how and where to find the law. So here, the skills you get from here helps you to know where to find knowledge, and how to do so, putting people together. Number two is that we must confront the monster of corruption. I must say that, to be very honest, you need to know this. Chiefs and assistant chiefs are the most trusted public servants in Kenya. You need to know this. But Muzime Kiburi, you go and improve. You go and improve. And the best way to improve is to deal with corruption. Make sure that you are, as much as possible, not in any way facilitating corrupt activities or involved in corruption or corrupt activities. You can see that this is the overall conversation in the country. As a chief, you don't need anything for your pen to sign something. Don't take something to solve disputes in the local area. Don't take something so that you can look the other way as our children are being hurt by drugs and alcohol abuse. You are very important, Lord. And I really need to emphasize this, that we depend on you to deal with social ills, including gender-based violence, because which is very prevalent in many parts of our country. I want to request you that get re-energized and let us together fight drugs and alcohol abuse. You have done a good job, and I want you to do even a better job going forward. I want you to be excellent. I have said this publicly, that there is nothing that goes on in a location that the chief does not know. And that is the truth. The challenge may be enforcement, and that's why we have Ngapu now to assist you, to help you in doing the enforcement. But you know a lot. You are also picked as a chief within your locality because it's assumed you respect and you want the best for your people. You are also a chief and assistant chief in your locality because your people will hold you into account. Please make sure that you become diligent in service delivery. Gender-based violence remains one of the challenges that is generally ignored. And I don't want you to be part of society. Don't be part of the cultural practices of your people in your location or sub-location. And you start saying, oh, it's okay, huyo mtu alikuwa anapika tu bibi yake, hakuna kitu mbaya imefanyika, sijui ilikuwa tu normal, hiyo ni FGM, tumefanya tangu tukue whatever, marriage ya watoto under 18, you've normalized, tunasema hata mimi nilipata bibi yako akiwa 14. Yeah? You have to make sure that you enforce the law. Don't be part and parcel of the repugnant cultural practices in your community. You know, I'm saying this because even the other day, there was a report from Maimayu. Is the chief of Maimayu here, or he's not in the training? Yeah, there was a report from Maimayu that there were cases of sexual trafficking in children for sexual purposes. And I went to Parliament, of course, we did an investigation, the IG, through the DCI did an investigation to establish that BBC documentary was fake because the people they interviewed were not under 18 and they, paid people to do the interview and so forth. And we stand by our story. That is true, that they paid people to do the story. However, it does not mean, and I want to insist here, and I say that in Parliament, it does not mean we don't have problems of trafficking in children for sexual purposes. We have that problem. And I acknowledge in Parliament that we have that problem across the country. Not just trafficking for sexual purposes, but we have children and people, young people being trafficked for labor in other parts of the world, including being tortured in places like Libya, because they are taken from parts like Northeastern all the way across the country, promised jobs abroad. Others are being abused sexually locally. Others are being actually defiled by their parents. And I want to say this here, chiefs, have you heard me? We should not resolve any dispute related to defilement using a barasa. If somebody has defiled a young girl, abused sexually a young girl, that is not one of the crimes that is resolved using alternative dispute resolution. That person is supposed to be arrested and taken to a court of law. We must, and I want to insist here, as we fight drugs and alcohol, we must be firm and to fight gender-based violence, defilement, and other sexual offenses in our community. This is something that I hope that we are going to be very serious as administrators. That includes making sure that our children are safe from sexual exploitation of any manner. But that does not allow people who want to profiteer using these stories to get away by organizing skits and fake documentaries to make money and at the expense, and yet even when they make this money, they are not reaching the victims who have suffered as a result of gender-based violence and other sexual offenses. It's unbelievable that the last time chiefs and assistant chiefs attended course of this kind was 2018. We are therefore not only launching training courses, we are marking a new chapter in how we govern and secure our country from the grassroots up. This induction, paralegal and security management training is a strategic upgrade of our grassroots administration. The course will empower you with legal knowledge, strategic thinking, and modern security tools. It is no longer enough to simply know your location. As we used to say, you must now understand the law, applied wisely, and lead decisively. Together, we are building Kenya, where every chief and assistant chief is not only a custodian of tradition, but a guardian of justice, a pillar of peace, and a facilitator of government service delivery. When chiefs and assistant chiefs are well trained, communities become stable, crimes are prevented, and development thrives. We count on each of you to take this training seriously. The knowledge and skills you gain here will shape lives, prevent conflict, and maintain our national fabric. This training is not only... let me just say something about this national fabric. Let me emphasize. So, you know, not every time you sit with chiefs and assistant chiefs. You see, we are dealing with a monster called corruption. Okay?
Yes, sir.
But also we are dealing with another one called, there's another one called tribalism. And tribalism is majorly propagated by politicians and politics. But you see, the stability of the nation is an independent public service that is able to serve everybody and able to propagate values that unite the country. Now, if you find a chief in a baraza, he's telling the people of his area, yeah, wale wenye wako serikali saizi, kabila hiyo yenye inaongoza ndio imetumaliza sisi. Chief ndio anasema hivyo. You know? Ama kabila ile inataka kuchukua ushukani, itakuja kutumaliza. Chief anasema hivyo. You are supposed to be the chief that helps the people to appreciate that it is important to keep this nation as one fabric, one united country. That's why maybe we should start transferring chiefs. Because these other Ngao officers, the ACCs and the DCCs and the RCs, all of them have gone around the country. And they are truly expected to appreciate the importance of having a united country. And I hope that the training here will inculcate these values of unity of our country. It's important for us to focus on national unity. And you have served many governments, and you will see some more other governments. What is important is to work very hard to preserve the fabric of the nation, so that values such as unity of our country are observed. So I request all of us to make sure that we shun and train our people through our barazas about the importance of having one united country. Don't be a chief in a particular location and you are presiding over a meeting where the residents of that area say, hatutaki watu wa kutoka sehemu nyingine kufanya kazi hapa. Ati sisi tunataka watu, tumetumiwa watu wa upande mwingine. Chief, any person, public servant who comes to serve in your area, any person who comes to do business in your area, any investor who comes to your area is a Kenyan, and you are supposed to lead in the process of ensuring that our people appreciate this issue and appreciate one, especially when we are going for elections. It's important from day one, when you live here, to continue encouraging the people of Kenya that Kenya will be there. You've seen governments, we'll see other governments. There is no need for elections to become the basis for us to divide ourselves. It's important for us to have a one united country where civility prevails. So therefore, this training is only the beginning of our retooling of the national government administration. More capacity building and welfare enhancement programs are lined up across our ngaos and security agencies. In order to enhance the mobility of our officers, we are working with the National Treasury to expand the government vehicle leasing program. Consequently, the process of the procurement of leased vehicles is progressing well. Last year, we acquired a number of electric motorcycles for chiefs and assistant chiefs on a pilot basis. We are committed to acquiring more motorcycles to support the mobility of our officers and improve your response time. We are also today flagging off thousands of pair of uniforms for chiefs and assistant chiefs to their counties. We are optimistic that this will not only boost the morale of the officers but contribute to improved image of government machinani. And you look very good in uniform. Yeah. We just need to make sure that it is it's not very old. Yeah, and we just also make sure that you are getting the right shoes. Yeah. Why are you shouting? Yes, sir. I think you have been having problems with shoes. I was told in one of the jukwa, you get all of you size 7 of the all women get size 5 and all men get size 7. And one chief said that he got size 7 of the left leg for both children. We will make sure that distribution is properly planned and everybody gets the size they deserve. Yeah. So, we have also had fruitful engagement with the Public Service Commission in ensuring career progression for our officers, as I said. This year alone, 88 chiefs and 58 assistant chiefs have been promoted to various higher jobs groups. At the end of this training, we will also be able to process your promotions as I have promised. About the good books, the Bible says, to whom much is given, and as we do our part of bargain, you also are expected to reciprocate by ensuring effective and efficient service delivery. Uphold the integrity of the office of the chief and assistant chief as the representative of the office of the president at the grassroots. You should all times promote unity and national cohesion. They say the office of the president. So the chief's office, assistant chief inaitwa office of the president,